Welcome to the Stories of Christmas podcast. My name is MyLinda Butterworth, and I will be your teller of tales during this festive season. Today, we learn how the selfless gift of warmth turns the little brown robin's breast red in The Legend of the Christmas Robin by Grandma Linda S. Day. Now, my little child, let me tell you the legend of the Christmas robin and how he got his red breast, Grandfather Berkey said, as I crawled up into his lap. When I was a boy, no bigger than you, my grandfather told me this story of the old country. Once upon a time, in a holy land of high hills and green valleys, there was a little town called Bethlehem that had unexpectedly become full of people. The reason so many were there in town was that the Roman governor ordered everyone to go to the town where they were born to be taxed. People had come from everywhere down the rusty trails, walking or riding animals, and they were all looking for a place to sleep. Behind one inn was especially quiet, with cool water in the well and shady trees to keep the hot sun from off the courtyard. There was a stable, and in the stable there were many different kinds of animals that waited while their masters were in the inn. As they were all God's creatures, they were friendly beasts. They liked to talk to one another about their travels and their masters until the sun had gone down and a chill began to fill the air. Then, weary with their labors of the day, the beasts in the stables settled down to rest. A little brown robin that had been outside on the roof suddenly flew inside the stable and perched itself on the railing. "The night is here! The night is here! But the cloak of darkness does not cover the sky. There's a bright star up in the heavens," he said. "And look! Oh, look! It shines brightest here in our stable." And as the animals looked, the light got brighter and brighter, and an angel appeared from the heavens and said, "It is time for the Prince of Peace to be born. Tonight, in your stable, you will be present when the Savior of the world is born. Even now, Joseph leads a donkey carrying Mary on its back. She will be his mother." As the animals watched, the angel ascended into the heavens. They noticed how extra brightly the stars in the heavens twinkled. Then a silhouette of Joseph was at the door of the stable. As he lit a lantern and hung it from the rafter, the weary faces of Mary and Joseph reflected the long hours they had been on the road. Then Joseph spread his coat over the fresh hay and held Mary down from the donkey so that she could rest on it. Mary's sweet face was filled with anxiety for the coming birth of her baby. Joseph led their donkey into a stall and did all he could to make things ready for the baby's birth. He had hoped for a better place for this special child to be born, but it was the fulfillment of prophecy. "Ooh, ah," sighed the animals as the wee babe was born. "Ee-haw, ee-haw. Up in the hills and down I have traveled the dusty road with a fair maiden upon my back. I am not weary for my deeds, for I know that I carried a king and his mother. Yee-haw." The shaggy-haired donkey gently brayed with a sigh, then blinked his eyes and swished his tail as he munched on the hay in the stall. The flutter of wings and the soft voice of the little brown robin was heard. "And what have we to give the King of Kings this holy night?" The animals looked at the wee babe, now wrapped in swaddling clothes, and each spoke of what his gift to the Christ child would be. "Moo! Moo! My new hay and this manger will I give him, and be his first cradle, the hay to pillow his head." And the black and white cow nuzzled her nose against the fresh pile of hay in the corner of the stable. "Bah! Bah! My wool is soft and will cradle the babe as he lies in this manger." And her pink little nose pushed the lamb's wool to the feet of Joseph, where he lined the manger of straw with the soft lamb's wool. Then Mary gently laid the baby Jesus in the manger. "Coo! Coo!" said the doves from the rafters high in the stable. "We will coo a lullaby that this blessed child will not cry. Coo! Coo!" they said as their heads nodded back and forth. "Humph!" said the camel, all surly and brown, as he shuffled his big feet on the ground. "I shall carry the gift of the wise men to this King of Kings one day. Humph! 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 Now note what I say." And the robin cocked his head spryly to one side and said, "Oh, what have I to give the babe in the manger? I have no soft wool like the sheep for him to lay on. The hay in the manger is not mine to give, like the black and white cow. I could not carry them on the wings over the great hills as the shaggy-haired donkey did, nor could I bring the wise men to this king with their gifts as the stately camel." Sadly, the little brown robin hopped over to the side of the small fire that Joseph had made to keep the chill of the night from his little family. Fluttering his wings to smooth his feathers, the fire suddenly glowed warmer and brighter. "Yes, that's it," said the little robin excitedly. "I shall flutter my wings here at the fire's edge, so that the babe in the manger will stay warm during the night. That will be my gift." And so the little brown robin fanned the fire with his wings all through the night, and in the morning, as the sunlight beamed into the stable, the animals all awoke. "Bah! Bah! Wake up, little robin!" But the little robin just lay lifeless beside the glowing embers of the fire. The feathers on its breast were singed black from fanning the fire all night. His gift to the babe in the manger of warmth on that first Christmas night had been the willing gift of his life. When Joseph found the little brown robin and understood what he had done, he put him in his hand and he gently stroked his head. So touched by the little robin's unselfish gift, the Christ child granted him a covering of red on his breast where it had been scorched, as a sign for evermore of his love and sacrifice that first Christmas night. As the sun again broke through the clouds, the little robin redbreast stirred. Then he sat up and flew from Joseph's hand to the edge of the manger, where he cocked his head and ruffled his new red feathers. The baby Jesus in the manger smiled and reached his hand up towards the robin as he flew high into the clouds up towards the heavens. The animals looked at each other and nodded, remembering all that had happened that holy night in the humble stable behind the inn at the bend of the road in Bethlehem. And today, we also remember the gift of the animals whenever we see a little robin redbreast hopping across the grass, perched in a tree tending its nest, or flying high in the clouds toward heaven. Remember the legend of the little robin redbreast, my child, and tell it to your children and grandchildren one day. And here is where I end my tale for today. But I'll be back with more stories. Many more stories. Thanks for joining me today as we explore stories from around the world. If you enjoyed this story, please let me know by subscribing and liking us. For more stories like this one, check out my book, Crazy About Christmas, available online everywhere. Until then, enjoy everything this season has to offer.